Hey, how you doing today? I am Tequila Coleman. This is a follow-up video about the child support and how it's an open door to the enemy. So I was asked a question. How does child support open the door to the enemy? And I answered that question. I gave you scripture, right? A lot of you were quick to respond out of emotion. Some of you responded, probably got triggered by what I said. And a lot of you, put words in my mouth that I didn't say. Let me tell you something. Number one, I'm not here for you to agree with me. Understand that. Okay. If you don't agree with my message, you have free will to stop listening to my message. You got free will to unsubscribe. You got free will to go onto your YouTube channel and share your belief over there. Okay. But I'm here to share the word of the Lord. I gave you scripture. Where is your scripture? Because in the comments, I'm getting a lot of thoughts, feelings, and opinions. I gave you scripture. Okay. The truth of the matter is, because even though I gave you scripture to back up what I was saying, that's not what you always fight me on. You put words in my mouth saying I support prodigals and the children need to suffer. When did I say that? When did I say that? If you understand God and his kingdom, he never created his children to depend on the system, the government. He never created us to figure out our life. He has the blueprint for our life. Jeremiah 29:11. Read it. He has it. The same way how God has us standing for these prodigals and we're praying and for some of us we're seeing the answers to our prayers. This is how you supposed to respond once you found out you're dealing with an absent parent who wants nothing to do with their child. That was how you were supposed to respond, by taking that problem, that situation to the Lord and saying, God, this is the problem, I'm facing, my children, they still need, this X, Y, and Z. And you were to stand and wait for God to give you his instructions on how he wants to provide for you. You were to believe that God was going to provide for you. But instead, you ran and you did whatever you did in your situation. That's what opened the door to the demonic. That's what I mean by bowing down to another God, because instead of you taking this problem to God first, you went to the government first for help. That's what a lot of you are missing. The government has become your God versus God being God in your life. I rebuke you, okay? I rebuke all of the your word curses you spoke over me in the comment section out of your lack of understanding and your lack of knowledge, okay? But understand, you're not fighting against me. You're not disagreeing with me, okay? You're disagreeing with God and his words. I understand why God said to me last year, ill prepared. He was referring to his children. Ill prepared. I understand it now. I see it. I see the illness. I see the bowing down to other gods. We call ourselves Christians, but we don't follow God's ways. We read the Bible. We understand what this Bible is saying, but we still choose our will to do it our way. And that's why you keep getting your results. And you wondering or even saying God is punishing me. No, you brought it upon your own self. I never said that the children should suffer. Your responsibility as a parent, and this applies to the absent parent as well, is to take care of your children. Just because this absent parent, decides to don't have any involvement in your child's life, and the Lord tells you you're not supposed to put them, like, you're not supposed to turn to the government. That's not supposed to be your first response. So just because you hear the Lord saying these two things, that doesn't mean your children now have to suffer. No. See, we don't believe that God would really provide for us because we never tried God. We never waited. God would tell us to wait, but we get impatient. We put our own time limits on God when he should provide. And when, this and that, we overlook when God provide the basic needs for us, right? But not once did I ever say in my videos that the children should suffer. You can get up and go get a job and provide for your family. You can also believe God to provide. When God gives you an idea, it is your responsibility to act on that idea so that God can now provide for you through that idea. But we allow fear to hold us back. We procrastinate on these ideas. We overthink. We figure out, well, no, I'm not gonna do this idea God has given me. I'm gonna do something else. I got a better idea. Let's talk about that. Don't put words in my mouth that I didn't say. Okay. You shouldn't be so quick to respond when you lack an understanding. This is why scriptures say, my people are perishing for a lack of knowledge. When you don't know how you bowing down to another God, of course you will be bowing down to another God. It's double-minded. It's double-minded when you say to me in the comments, when you can agree that God, is for families, and you agree with what the scriptures say that God said be fruitful and multiply, but it's double-mindedness and it's wickedness when you also turn around and say God will put a demonic system in place that would go against his system. Really? Really? I'm done talking because I understand a lot of people don't read their Bible. There are those who read their Bible. They understand what the scriptures say, but you have made up in your mind you're going to live your life the way how you think it should be lived. And I'm going to allow that to be left up between you and your God. Okay? But I'm done responding in the comment section. You go back and forth with yourself. Okay? I gave you scripture. Like how I said, I'm not here for you to agree with me. Okay, but understand right here on this channel, I'm going to give you the truth and I'm going to back it up with a scripture or more. Where is your scripture? Okay, because I gave you scripture and you can disagree with me, but bring your scripture. Okay,